My name is Wyatt Murphy, and thank you for joining us for our third broadcast of AU Spartan Media's Arts and Entertainment Team. Here we discuss several different forms of pop culture and media, but with a few twists. Today, we're going to discuss some more technology-related topics, interview another fan with the fan left on, hear about Kyle's latest review, and finally spin our Wheel of Fun. Let's get things started with a feud. No, we're not going to answer trivia questions. Instead, we'll have a technology feud. This is the part of our show where all of our members talk about all things tech, all within 5 minutes. This episode's topic is Netflix versus Hulu. Pretty much everyone uses one or the other, but no one really pays for it themselves. So guys, which service do you use? Do you use Netflix or do you use Hulu?
I use both.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I think Netflix definitely has more of a variety to choose from over Hulu. But what do you guys use?
I use Netflix. I don't have Hulu, but I might eventually get it if Disney is being honest with what they're saying, how they're gonna put their rated R content there. I might get it because Deadpool.
Alrighty.
I use Hulu.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm more of a TV person than a movie person, and Hulu specializes in TV. Plus, the payment plans are like really straightforward. It's like, do you want commercials? Do you not want commercials? Cool.
I'm sure everyone loves commercials. With that, so I'm kind of like Brittany. I use both Netflix and Hulu, and in my opinion, I like Hulu for TV shows, but I do think Netflix is a little bit better for movies. But the problem is Netflix has been getting rid of a lot of stuff. That's my only gripe about it.
Like what in particular?
So I know there have been talks about them removing some of the Disney content on there. They are talking about getting rid of a lot of like the Marvel superhero things on there. Like I know there's a whole.
They just canceled
Iron
Nicolas
Fist.
Cage. Is that what it is? Jessica Jones, that show.
Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Yeah.
Luke Cage.
I know Netflix took off like Family Guy and American Dad too. Like a lot of the Fox shows. Yeah, so they've kind of been dwindling it down.
The Marvel and the Disney thing is because Disney is getting on their own streaming service, and I think the reason why the Fox shows too is because Disney is about to buy Fox and own all their properties. So Disney is one of those companies that doesn't like to be nice to other companies. So they're like, nah, we're taking all that for ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's not really Netflix's fault.
See, no,
you can't really hold that.
The benefit to Netflix is no matter what plan you pay for, you don't get commercials. I think is kind of the benefit with them. But if you even pay for Hulu, even like the limited commercials plan, you still get new episodes like right when they come out. Yeah. And then not to mention like Spotify Student too. Like you get all that stuff included for $5 a month with them.
That's true. That I don't go to Netflix for shows that are already on TV. I go there for their original programming, so that doesn't really affect me. But I know a lot of people like Hulu because of that.
There's also like the original content that both have. Like it's like a toss-up which one is better. Like if you like Handmaid's Tale, that's you. If you like things like Stranger Things, that's Netflix. It's up to you.
For me, I prefer the original programming on Netflix just a little bit more. I kind of feel like Hulu's a little bit dry.
Yeah, we have so many.
And Netflix is trying different things. Like they have a whole new anime section that they're trying. Castlevania is a big hit for them. And they're also working with a bunch of different indie comic artists to have their own comic books turn into their shows or movies and stuff. And they're also looking at video games. They're doing a Witcher show. So they're trying different things.
Netflix is always trying to drop new stuff. Like,
oh, yeah.
Every other week I feel like something new is out.
They were like, this year we're releasing 1 million things.
I feel
and
like
then
I
fireworks
could get a show on Netflix. Like, it kind of seems easy to like just launch something on that platform. It's almost like YouTube. You know? Fancier YouTube.
I've basically heard that. I've heard a lot of people who are very creative writers love to go to Netflix because they will give you a shot. They're like, okay, we give you a season, and if it hits, you get another season. But at least you're guaranteed for that one season. It's not like you're going to have one pilot and then it get canceled on a typical TV channel.
So I think we can kind of agree. Netflix is better for creators, I guess, but I think Hulu's starting to. I think they're starting to dethrone Netflix a little bit. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
I do.
In what way?
In terms of, in my opinion, in terms of popular content, I think Hulu's starting to come out on top. Again, Netflix is going more towards like their original program, but it seems like Hulu is obtaining more like popular, already known content.
Yeah, like I go to Hulu and I watch Bob's Burgers, I watch Face Off, and they have like a bunch of seasons. Netflix will like There's 3 seasons of the show, and then they'll take it off, and it's like...
Yeah, I understand. I agree with that, but that's just not what I'm going there for, so that's why.
Well, I think it's unanimous. You know, when Netflix keeps removing all of its good stuff, it's not really that good anymore. So up next, we're going to cut to our interviewer, Jewel, who spoke with a huge Disney fan. However, the only place that was available was our room with the fan left on. Let's see how that turned out.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Interview with a Fan. I'm your host, Jewel Hoopy. On today's show, we will be discussing Disney's Moana. The animated movie follows Moana and Maui through a voyage to return the heart of Te Fiti. Including some catchy music and dance, I'm joined today by my guest, Disney fan Sam Stewart, who will share her thoughts on Moana. Hi!
Hey!
Well, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
So what's your favorite scene in Moana?
My favorite scene would be the ending where she's returning the heart to Te Fiti, and she is pretty much fearless of going up to her, like, and as she's just walking up to her, careless. Well, not I wouldn't say careless. No, like pretty much what I said.
Powerful.
Yeah, powerful and fearless, walking up to her, knowing that she's not afraid of her, and saying, here's your heart, let's restore you back to how you used to be. So
Right, a lot of people say that's just a really powerful animated scene that Disney did there.
yes.
So in that movie, I know Moana's big, but which is your favorite character?
Oh boy. I would have to say the little pig, just because how cute he is. I mean, Moana, you can't pass up Moana, but at the same time,
Right.
that pig is just the cutest, and
The pig is her friend, right?
yeah, her little friend. So the one time where she was eating the pork and he got all offended, I was like, that poor pig. No worries, you're just a little
Right.
animal, not
Right. So what about Disney keeps you watching their movies?
Well, it's kind of the storyline to it, because it's just the way they portray it and the way that they kind of present it with such a meaning, and how half these Disney princesses always have like kind of a purpose behind it.
Right.
So
And
it's
always
just
some kind of theme
Yes.
in the movies, right?
Yes, a theme and such a purpose to kind of help us, guide us kind of today, like how Moana is fearless, kind of go for something that you want to happen, you want to improve. That's kind of how we should pretty much live. And so it's
Right.
just, and it's also fun to like watch a Disney princess and kind of think, oh, I wish I was kind of like that, and it kind of takes you out of reality just for a little bit. Just makes you feel a little happy.
Right.
So.
Right. So, if you could change the ending of Moana, is there anything that you would change, or?
No, I think they really hit it out of the ballpark. Like the way that they portrayed it, and the way that they kind of made the scene where it was so much like power and like kind of destruction between trying to get over to find where to put the heart, and it was just, I thought it was beautiful, and I wouldn't change it, because I'm pretty sure they thought of 20 million ways to make the ending, I should say,
Right.
but I think they chose the right ending. So
All right. So November 1st, Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet is coming out. Are there any characters that you would like to see in that movie?
yes, pretty much all the Disney princesses. Obviously, we cannot forget about the old ones and the new ones, like one of my favorites, Tangled, Rapunzel. Obviously, I hope Moana's in there as well. I've
That'd be
seen
cool.
some commercials, but I don't think I've seen her yet. I'm not sure. Or like kind of Pocahontas, kind of the older ones. Just kind of see if they're in there or not. It'd be just kind of a thing to hope for.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
So thank you again. So we'll see you all next week on Interview with the Fan.
Thank you, Disney. A big thank you to Sam Stewart for coming into the studio and sharing their thoughts. At this point, we turn things over to our very own Kyle, where he gives his opinions on the latest movies. Kyle's the guy who will tell you whether or not to see a movie so many times your optometrist starts paying for your ticket, and maybe even enough where the theater advises you to purchase some of their stock. So, Kyle is our movie buff who spends more time seeing movies than sleeping. We're going to give Kyle exactly 60 seconds to let us know if the movie is worth a $10 ticket or if you should save your cash. Kyle, tell us more about what you saw this week.
I saw Bohemian Rhapsody. It is about the creation and the rise of the band Queen and their frontman Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury is played by Rami Malek, and in my opinion, I think he has it in the bag for the Oscar for Best Actor this year so far. And I thought actually all of the actors were really good in the movie. Definitely see this in IMAX. The cinematography is excellent, especially at the scenes with large crowds and at their concerts, like Madison Square Garden and the different venues that they played. But I do have a problem with the fact that they skim through a lot in their history. Up until when they formed, they kind of just skim through a lot, and they don't go in depth, and I wish they did. But I know the problem is if they did, the movie would be a lot longer than it already is, and it's already a 2-hour and 15-minute movie, and Hollywood doesn't like to make 3-hour movies anymore, so they would probably not want to do that. But a lot of the relationships, and especially with the band, are kind of just glanced at and then done, and then glanced at and then done. And that's the main problem with Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody is a fun but flawed biopic that only scratches the surface of the story of Queen and of Freddie Mercury. Bohemian Rhapsody gets a B+.
All right, well, thanks, Kyle, for making my bank account worry about its livelihood. At this point in the show, we now turn to our Reel of Fun. This time around, we changed up the challenge a little bit. Our staff participated in the Chubby Bunny Challenge, all while trying to describe different pop culture terms. This wasn't intended, but the marshmallows were stale, so, I mean, yeah, there's an extra challenge right there. So let's watch and see how that turned out.
Hi guys, so today we're back with another episode of Wheel of Fun. And so today we're going to play pyramid style Chubby Bunny. We're going to spin the wheel, whatever number it lands on, we have to come over here, and it has a category and then there's subcategories, and we're going to have to explain that to our partner, all while shoving marshmallows in our mouth simultaneously. Let's go.
All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to spin the wheel, and whichever number this lands on is going to be the category that Rachel and Jess have to pick from. So the thing is, with each of these categories, is there something different related to pop culture? So let's see what number they get. 1. You've got category number 1, and this was actually fun because I made this category. So here you go. We're going to start off with Rachel and Jess. So every time Rachel has to give a clue to Jess, as long as Jess does not guess it correctly, they each have to put a marshmallow in with every single clue. And the more marshmallows they put in, the more difficult it's going to be to solve.
Okay, so it's a, this show has been on for like 30 years. It's Yellow People.
I could only be racist.
Oh, 30 years? 30 years? No. So, there's two kids, 2 adults, grandpa had like 2 movies, and there's the son.
That's like 4.
Okay, I suck at this.
So there's the son.
Like Brady Bunch?
So what do you do when you, like, you have dinner, you're eating? Okay, so you're doing it.
You got part of it right.
Okay, it's a plural, like, possession, like, 2 letters, 1 syllable, plural possession. That is 2 letters?
That's a marshmallow.
So eat, blank, blank. Last word. It's a noun. Girls run into summertime. Okay, eat one. Hold on.
All right, Jess, what's the answer?
It's a possession.
It's a possession.
We could just.
I think it's safe to give you the answer.
No, this was mine. My short.
So the next category that Jewel and I are going to have to pick from is category number 5, which is this right here. Jewel, if you want to take these, please. All right, let's get this going. The category is movie characters. Explorer. Wears a hat.
I don't even know.
Explores caves.
Hey.
Like the most famous adventurer of all.
I know.
Oh my god.
What was it? What was it?
The answer was Indiana Jones. Now finally, this is going to be the number that Tyler and Kyle have to pick their topics from. Number 4, just by a hair. So this is going to be the pool that they've got to pick their topics from. So penetrable.
Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Right or wrong?
Rachel's making sure everyone gets their count of marshmallows.
I can't think of the word.
The Torrances.
I know. Jack Nicholson in.
Right, right, Stanley Kubrick.
I can't think of the name of the movie. It hurts. This is like painful. I know this.
Here's Tony.
It's my outro monologue.
Oh. The Shining. Holy crap.
Thank you guys for watching our second segment of the Wheel of Fun. So tune in next time to see us do another really weird, ridiculous challenge related to pop culture. And I'll see you guys next time. After watching that, you have to wonder what the next people go into that room and like they think about all the marshmallows they see in the garbage can. I mean, I can only imagine the professor walks in, like notices chewed up marshmallows in the trash and has to, you know, like they have to draw conclusions as to why they're there. And they aren't like a normal food to eat in the classroom, and you can't even buy them on campus. So like, you know, seriously, how did they end up in there? You know, it's always weird when you see the past week's snacks in your trash. Like, you know, like after you've hosted Netflix night and you ask everyone to bring something, and there's like always the wacky snacks in there you've never even heard of before. You know, one time I had this dude bring over a salad, like not just like a regular salad, but they legitimately brought over like their own dressings and croutons and stuff. And this wasn't like a store-bought salad or like a pre-made salad. No. This was like a straight up, I made this at home for $2 salad. And they were so oblivious to the whole thing. Like when we looked at them really weird and they had a salad in their lap, and you know, my friends and I, we just left it alone. Plus salads are gross. So it looks like that's enough time. That's all the time we've got right here. So thank you guys very much for watching our third broadcast from AU Spartan Media's Arts and Entertainment team. Tune in next time to see who will be interviewed with the fan left on, who's going to spin the weirdest wheel you've ever heard of, and to discover all the latest things in pop culture. See you all again, same time, same place.